Hey everyone, welcome back to another mini-sode of the Ethical Consumer Podcast. I'm your host, Julia, and before we get into the mini-sode, I do want to remind you that we're currently having a giveaway over on our Instagram page. You can find us at the.ethical.consumer and find out how you can win some amazing products from some of our former guests. And now for today's mini-sode, how General Mills, of all companies, and their subsidiary Nature Valley are paving the way for more sustainable packaging. Usually I like to feature smaller brands on this podcast and not something that's associated with General Mills. However, I read something the other day that made me really happy. It's a very eco-team player type of thing for General Mills to do. One of the most challenging aspects of sustainability in the food and beverage industry is definitely packaging. The packaging has to be solid enough to not let any moisture or any oil escape or start to corrode the packaging before it's meant to break down. And usually this means it's made out of a non-recyclable material. But Nature Valley, famous for their oh so good, crunchy, yet so messy granola bars, I'm not gonna lie, I do love them, is releasing new packaging that is store drop-off recyclable. Now, if that is not a term that's familiar to you, keep listening, I'll explain it in a second. Once recycled, the wrappers and other similar types of film and usually non-recyclable plastics can be used to create new types of synthetic lumber and decking equipment. What I especially loved about finding this information was that Nature Valley did not patent their findings. They did not put a patent on this new type of packaging. This means that other companies can go in, get the same tools and resources that Nature Valley used in their research and development and craft their own similar recyclable packaging. So they're not keeping it for themselves, as they shouldn't. That would be really upsetting if they had this new technology with all of their massive resources and then they're like, no, you can't have it. This is just for us. So I'm especially excited that they're sharing this information with other companies to get other companies on board. Now, if you're not familiar with store drop-off recycling, like I mentioned before, this is not going to be your rigid curbside recycling. If you do have curbside recycling pickup in your area, and usually in the gigantic bins at recycling drop-off centers, in parking lots outside of Fairway, Walmart, grocery stores, they usually don't have a spot for films and plastic bags, wrappers, things like that. At partnered stores like Target, Walmart, Kohl's, Wegmans, just in the front where you usually pick up your cart, you can drop off your previously used plastic bags, films, wrappers. You can find what they'll take by the How to Recycle logo on that package. This was a previous mini-sode. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, head to how2recycle.com and you might see a familiar recycling symbol with more instructions than we used to get. If you've ever seen something that says store drop-off only, this is what we're talking about. These are things that are not going to go in conventional recycling containers, but you can take it to a store and they will ship it to where it needs to go. Most municipal utilities are not handling that type of material right now, so specific stores have to enter into agreement and send their bins back in once they're full. I am hoping with larger companies like Nature Valley and General Mills research and development, this will start to become the new norm. And maybe eventually we'll even see these types of films and wrappers available in curbside recycling or in more places, because hands down, the hardest thing about recycling is getting people to recycle. This isn't so bad. Since you're already going to the grocery store to pick up more food, just remember to take your recyclables back with you and drop them off before you do your shopping. Let me know if you've seen these new Nature Valley containers on the shelf. I've not personally seen them yet. Let me know if you've started to see these new Nature Valley wrappers rolling out. I personally have not seen them yet. They were slated to hit shelves spring of 2021. However, as we have learned in the past year with supply chain interruptions, deadlines are not always fixed. So watch for those coming out if you are a Nature Valley fan. Snack away and make sure you take your wrappers to your nearest store recyclable drop-off location. Don't forget to enter our giveaway. Head over to our Instagram page at the.ethical.consumer. Hopefully you'll get a chance to win some of our previous guests' amazing products, and I will see you next week for the final few episodes of our first season.